it's Jackie Stephens. We are going to be doing a restorative yoga class. You will need a few props. If you could have as firm a pillow as possible, some blankets, a couple of fluffy pillows, whatever you have available. Try to have as many props nearby as possible so that you can get them easily without having to disturb yourself or disturb your practice. And we'll be focusing on the breath during this practice, and we'll be doing a few meditations as well. So get your stuff, get comfortable, and tell everybody that the next 75 minutes are for you. Thank you very much. Namaste. Good morning. Hi. I'm really glad to be teaching this morning. I'm always glad to be teaching, but it's really been as much of an anchor for me as it has for everybody who's taking. So I wanted to say thank you for being here. We are going to focus on our breath a great deal during class. If you've taken restorative with me, you know that I like to do a couple of different kinds of breath and keep the mind occupied so that we're being mindful, so that we're into it. Because I find that if personally I don't do a little mantra or count the breath or something like that, I'll start formulating my Publix list or whatever else is going on. So we'll focus on the breath today. The breath is nourishing, the breath is an anchor, and of course the breath helps keep us in the present moment, which is important because even in restorative we want to make sure we're comfortable and not hurting ourselves. So let's go ahead, have your props handy if they're not already, your pillows and blankets and whatever else you might be using. Have everything handy. I have kind of built what we're going to be using here. Got a couple of pillows stacked up with a oh good, you have blocks. If you have any regular yoga equipment, blocks or bolsters or anything, that just makes it that much easier. Let's go ahead, and we're going to start off in a supported child's pose. So go ahead and come to your tabletop to start off with, and take a couple of cat-cows. We're just moving really slowly here, but we want to start warming up the spine a little bit. So with our exhales, we round up, we spread the shoulders, we let the neck relax. And with the inhale, we draw the shoulder blades together on the back and stretch from the crown to the tailbone. Take your time, move slowly, and begin to link your breath with your movements so that you are breathing and starting the movement. And as the exhale comes, you start to round up. And let's just take a couple more. And then we're going to move into our supported balasana, our supported child's pose. So bring your big toes together and spread the knees wide. Bring your hips to your heels. If you have on glasses, of course, it's easier without usually. And then go ahead and lower yourself down. And the head can go whatever way is comfortable for you. So if it's comfortable for you to turn your head to one side or the other, I will remind you to turn your head halfway through, or you can build a little support with your hands and support your forehead so that you can breathe. And if your arms are not otherwise occupied, you might want to just kind of hug whatever your supports are. Now, as always in restorative, well, two things. I won't be staying in the pose. So if you happen to look up and I'm sitting here talking to you, that's okay. Stay in the pose. And the second thing is really more important, and that's that you take the time to be comfortable. If your hips don't quite land on your heels, you can take a blanket or a little pillow and lay it on top of your heels to give your hips something to aim for. Or you can build your props up. I always need a little something extra under my head. You can build your props up and bring the floor up to you. And once you're comfortable, begin to breathe into your belly. Let the inhale fill up the belly, and with the exhale, it softens down. We are not utilizing the core at all. Our supports today are our props. Your body relaxes better, more efficiently, when it feels completely supported. The head, neck, and shoulders in particular. The head, neck, and shoulders feel supported, and the rest of the spine can let go. The rest of the spine can relax. The hips relax. The hips relax. The legs relax. So breathe deeply into the belly. And perhaps you're feeling your belly pressing into your thighs or into your supports. And as you feel it, draw the breath up a little higher so that the inhale expands the belly and the ribs, while the exhale relaxes the ribs in and the belly button relaxes back. Breathing deeply. If the exhale is longer than the inhale, that is absolutely appropriate. That is your parasympathetic nervous system beginning to activate, beginning to calm you down. If you find that the torso and the body is relaxing even more, you can start to draw the breath up underneath the collarbones, drawing it up the front of the body. The inhale will inflate the front of the body, and the exhale, the front and the back of the body move together. It's almost as though you can picture your torso on the inhale expanding and getting round, while on the exhale, it moves back together. Breathe as deeply as you can without feeling woozy or dizzy. If you do feel it all altered, then back off a little bit. You're working too hard. Restorative is all about the relaxation, not about the hard work. If you have your head turned to one side, keep the eyes closed very gently. Pick up the head and turn it to the other side. Noticing if this has changed anything, if you need to readjust to be comfortable and supported. Breathing deeply. The inhale presses the air into the torso, making space. And the exhale brings the front and the back of the body together. In child's pose, it really gives us the opportunity to experience this broadening of the torso and then the flattening. You can feel your back puffing up and then falling back in. Continue to follow the breath, using the experience of the body expanding on the inhale and relaxing on the exhale to keep the mind engaged. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Continue with the deep breath, but following it in and out of your nostrils. And when you feel ready, bring the head to center and press back up to your tabletop. And let's go ahead and take a couple of cat-cows. And if it feels good, stretch one leg at a time back behind you and maybe rock into it a little bit. Just to stretch out the leg, give it a little bit of relaxation. so that the muscles are rebounding properly. And then when you're ready, you'll probably use a very similar setup to what you have. We're going to turn our backs to our setup, sitting on the floor with the feet on the floor and the knees up. And then we'll roll onto it, onto our pillows and blankets or bolsters, whatever you have. Taking the time to make sure you are comfortable. I always have a little blanket under my hips because it's uncomfortable for me to be right on the mat on the floor. It feels better if my hips are padded. You might need to slide down a little bit to make sure the head, neck, and shoulders are well supported. And when you know that you are comfortable and you can hold here, we're going to extend the right leg long on the mat, straight out from the hip, and then press the left foot into the right thigh. So we're coming into our reclined tree pose. Now notice how that left knee feels. If it feels like it's just hanging there, or it feels like it's going to become uncomfortable after a few minutes, prop it up. Don't be shy. Props are incredibly important to restorative. They're the foundation that allows us to hold and relax. So again, making sure that you're comfortable and supported, and that this is something that you can hold. Good. Once you're there, once you're comfortable, focus at the breath again, moving in and out of your nostrils. And then we're going to do our fake alternate nostril breath. So as you inhale, imagine that you're inhaling only through the right nostril. As you exhale, imagine you're exhaling through the left nostril. Inhale, left nostril. Exhale, right. Inhale, right nostril. Exhale, left. Inhale, left nostril. Exhale, right. And of course, you're just following the breath. Inhale, imagining it's only up to the right. Exhale, follow the breath out the left. Inhale, following the breath up the left nostril. Exhale, right. And we'll add a little component this time. So as you imagine you're inhaling up the right nostril only, pause at the top, just for a heartbeat, and then exhale, left. Inhale, left. Pause at the top. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Pause at the top. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Pause at the top. Exhale, right. Now we'll add another component. We'll count the breath on the way in and out. Inhale, right nostril, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 1, 2. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the top. Exhaling right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold at the top. Exhale right. Follow this pattern now at your pace. Perhaps you're inhaling to 3, perhaps you're inhaling to 5. Whatever the case may be, follow your breath with a small pause at the top. For me, after a short period of time, this becomes a pattern that I can follow visually as well. And if that happens for you, wonderful. If you're just counting and following the breath, it's all perfect. It's your practice. It's your breath. We don't want this to become difficult or frustrating. And the next time you exhale through your right nostril, go ahead and inhale through both nostrils, filling up, holding at the top, and then exhaling, releasing everything and relaxing completely. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Follow the breath until it brings you back to the mat, to the setup. As you're ready, escort that left leg up so that the foot comes to center and the foot's on the floor. Pause for a moment and give those muscles just a moment to rebound. And then stretch your left leg straight. And take a few movements, pressing out through the ball of the foot, gently wiggling the toes. And then pressing out through the heel. Ball of the foot, wiggle the toes. Press out through the heels. Just take a few more at your pace, linking with your breath. And then as you're ready, make sure that left leg is coming straight down from your hip. Bend your right foot, or if we got offside somehow, whatever the other side is for you. And when you bend the knee, and press the foot into the thigh, pause for a moment and check in with the bent leg hip, the right hip. Notice if you need a little something underneath for support. And then check in to make sure that you're still comfortable, that the head, neck, and shoulders are supported. Let the eyes close or grow very heavy. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And then begin to do that alternate nostril breath where we're just imagining, we're not using the hands. And let's start where we left off. So as you inhale through the right nostril, counting whatever your count is, holding at the top, exhaling through the left nostril, counting it out and letting it be longer than the inhale. Inhale, left nostril, hold at the top. Exhale, right. Follow your breath. Staying relaxed. Restorative yoga is particularly a very meditative type of yoga. There's always a mind-body connection. In restorative, the mind-body connection is very strong because we have the opportunity to make it so. We have the opportunity to really focus on our breath so that the body isn't thinking about holding. It's not thinking that my hips are tight. It's just engaged in the breath and relaxing. The mind is engaged so the body can let go. And it's definitely helpful to do a meditative practice right now. It's definitely helpful to give the mind the opportunity to clear out. Following the breath up one nostril, holding at the top, following it down and out. body can be still, it brings stillness to the mind. The body is still, the mind is still. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Let go of the alternate nostril breath. And just allow your natural breath to draw you back to your asana, to your setup, to where you are right now. When you are ready, assist that right leg up, and when the foot comes to the floor, let it rest there just for a few moments. And then when you're ready, straighten out the leg, let it match the other one. And go ahead and press out through the ball of the foot, through the heel, as though you're stepping on the floor, and then pressing your accelerator. Boy, I haven't driven my car enough to remember what the parts are. And if it feels good, circle the feet, maybe wiggle the toes. And then, because I like to, once we get into the meat of the practice, move as little as possible. This is our posture. We are doing a supported fish. So our legs are straight in front of us. They're just a few inches apart. The feet are relaxed. It's not like any of our hatha yogas where you're, protecting something, where you're pressing out through your feet. Your feet are just relaxed, so they might even fall out to the sides. Your arms come out to your sides. And go ahead and let your palms face up. This gives a little more opening to the chest and makes it just a little bit easier to breathe. And we're going to go ahead and find that 3-part breath. So our nice, deep, rhythmical breath that is inflating the front of the body, pressing it away from the spine on the inhale. And on the exhale, the front of the body meets the back of the body. Breathe in this manner for a few moments, finding your good deep breath again. Then begin to focus at the breath as it's moving in and out of your nostrils. Feeling the cool air on the inhale, the warm air on the exhale. Then visualize a light at your nostrils. And you're drawing that light up the nostrils on the inhale, up to third eye center, your Ajna chakra. And it rests there for just a moment. Then you exhale the light out. Inhale as you draw the light up to third eye center. Exhaling it out. Breathing like this, visualizing this light for a few moments. And then on your next inhale, continue to breathe, but hold the light at third eye center. You're still breathing, you're still inhaling and exhaling, but you're holding the light there at third eye center, between the eyebrows. You're allowing the light to hold there. The eyebrows relax away from one another. And you hold the light there, watching it. Perhaps it changes colors a little bit. Perhaps it grows and then gets smaller. It's your light. There's no right or wrong way to see it. It shouldn't bring any frustration to you. As you're ready, on an inhale, draw that light back to midbrain, roughly between your ears. And as you exhale, press it out back to third eye center. Inhale, draw the light back to midbrain. Exhale, press it out to third eye center. When I do this, I develop a little path from third eye center to the space between my ears, and watch the light move back and forth on this path. Next time you inhale the light back to midbrain, hold it there. And again, let your light do its thing. It might expand and contract a little bit. It might change colors slightly. Whatever the case may be, focus at that light. Hold it there at midbrain. Just allowing the light to develop. And then as you're ready, use an exhale to press the light back to third eye center. Holding it there between the eyebrows, allowing the eyebrows to relax, the forehead is smooth. Then when you're ready, exhale the light down and out the nostrils. You have a couple more minutes here. Just relax and breathe. So go ahead and rub your hands together hard, like when you were a little kid and you wanted to make those little black flecks. And then when your hands feel nice and warm, take off your glasses if you have any, and place the heels of the hands at the ridge of your eye socket and cup your hands over your eyes, feeling the heat moving into the eyes, relaxing them. And then release the hands down. And let's go ahead and bring our feet to the floor with the knees pointing up. And if you feel well enough supported here, you can go ahead and just windshield wiper from side to side. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, just come up on your elbows into our little beach pose. You can let your head roll if it feels good. Move slowly, remembering there's never any race, there's no competition. Good. And then go ahead and bring your knees back to center and roll off your props and move them off to your side. We're going to move into a supported bridge pose, so you will need something underneath that's fairly firm. You can use a fluffy pillow, they just don't tend to work as well. So when you figure out which prop will work best, take that prop, have it nearby, set up for a bridge pose with your feet on the floor and your knees pointing up. Make sure that your spine is long. And then press into the feet, lift the hips. You might need to come up on tiptoes. Place whatever prop you're using underneath your sacral area, which is the kind of diamond-shaped area at the bottom of your spine. It's the flat part that goes from hip to hip. You can bring your arms up into a cactus position, or you can stretch them long down alongside of you. As always, take the first few moments to make sure that you are comfortable. Always make sure that your chin is pointing in towards your chest. In bridge pose, we're trying to bring the chin and the chest closer together. So let that chin move in a little bit. Not so much that you're in bandha, but just right. And then you can notice, if you feel comfortable here, you can do an extended bridge pose and stretch your legs long. And if that doesn't feel great, bring your feet back to the floor. This is your practice. This is your bridge pose. Once you are comfortable, start to breathe. Note it, well, you are breathing, but begin to breathe, focusing at the nostrils, feeling the breath moving in and out. And then go ahead and start developing that light at your Ajna chakra, third eye center, watching the light as it develops. Begin to breathe, inhaling the light back to midbrain, exhaling the light to third eye center. Go ahead. Follow the light, and then hold the light at midbrain. Watching the light develop. Some of us see a ball of light that we're holding here at midbrain. Some of us see more like the sun with things coming off of it. And that's all appropriate. This is your breath, it's your practice. As you are ready, let the light expand until it's filled in underneath your skull. So it's not at midbrain anymore. You've moved this light so that it is between the skull and your brain. And for some of us, the light lights up the whole inside of the skull. For others, it moves around. And again, that's all fine and all appropriate. Breathing, letting the light play underneath the skull. Between the skull and the brain. The light is calming the brain, it's soothing it. As the light continues to light up underneath your skull, Notice how calm you feel, how quiet the mind is. As you're ready, on an inhale, draw the light back together at midbrain, creating that ball of light between the ears. And then begin to create that path again, exhaling to third eye center, inhaling back to midbrain, following the path. When you're ready, on an exhale, press the light to third eye center. Hold it there until it dissipates. Let your breath be calm and relaxed. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Allow the breath to bring you back. If your legs are extended, bring the feet back to the floor. When you're ready, and not a second before, press into the feet, lift the hips, and move aside whatever prop you've used. Slowly lower the hips to the floor and bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze the knees in. You can lift the forehead up towards the knees if it's appropriate. And then relax the body down. We're going to move into a twist now. So you'll probably still want to have whatever prop you used for bridge nearby. Stretch the arms out away from the center of your body to a T. Keep the knees into the chest. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, let your knees fall to the left, and let them fall either onto the prop, or you can put the prop between your knees. Make sure that right shoulder is down on the floor. The prop will help with that. And if it's still not down on the floor, you can place a blanket or a small pillow under there. You can stretch your top leg out. You can cross your knees. This is your twist, so I want you to do what's comfortable. Now breathing deeply. Find that good deep breath. Focus at your belly button. Make sure that you're comfortable as always. And once you've found that place of comfort, Focus at the belly button. Feel it lifting on the inhale and relaxing on the exhale. And if you find that the mind wanders a little bit, let's use our so hum meditation here. We are all a part of the world. We are all a part of our Simply Yoga community. So hum means we are all one. We are all that. As you inhale, think so. As you exhale, think hum. So hum. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Before you move, follow your breath for just a moment. And when you're ready, draw the knees back up to the chest and give a good hug in. Move your prop to the other side. Take a nice big inhale in place. And as you exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Make sure that they're well supported. For me, this means that my entire lower leg is supported from the knee down to the ankle. And again, you can cross your knees. You can straighten your top leg, whatever feels good. Keep that left shoulder down on the floor. And if it does not quite get there, put a blanket or a small pillow underneath. And make sure that you are completely comfortable. Focusing at the belly button. In your mind's eye, watching the belly expand on the inhale and relax on the exhale. utilizing the So Hum meditation. Inhale So, exhale Hum. Breathing deeply, following the belly button. Making sure that your breath is nourishing you and supporting you. Allowing the breath to flow deeply, but to never ever be so deep that it makes you feel dizzy or uncomfortable in any way. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Follow the breath, allowing it to bring you back to the present moment, back to your mat, and then draw the knees back up to center, holding them there, drawing the knees into the chest. And if it feels good, go ahead and reach up for your ankles or your shins or your feet. Cross your right ankle over your left and draw everything in towards you. Good. Cross the feet the other way. Yep, and draw them in. And then go ahead and stretch your legs up straight. Like legs up the wall, except there's no wall. But you are still feeling the benefits of it. And if it feels good to maybe move the ankles or the feet a little bit, that's fine. Go ahead and when you're ready, slowly lower your legs to the floor and set up for your Shavasana. So you can have a blanket or pillows underneath your knees or thighs. You can have something underneath your head to support it. I like to take a little blanket and maybe roll it up a little bit to support the neck. Whatever feels good. And again, take the time to get into a comfortable position. This is Shavasana. This is your final relaxation. So make sure that you are very comfortable and supported. Draw the shoulder blades together on the back. Let the arms flop out. Let the knees move away from each other. And when you're comfortable, begin to focus at the breath again. Just feeling and watching the breath moving in and out of the nostrils. And when you're in touch with your breath, begin to develop a white light between your eyebrows. It's actually more like a screen, like a movie screen or a piece of paper. Just a blank white space. I don't want you to get hung up on what it should look like or what exactly color white it should be, or if it should look like a piece of paper or a movie screen. It's just a big blank space. And you're holding it right there between your eyebrows. You're going to use this breath, your breath, for this meditation. So if I'm a breath ahead of you or a breath behind, that's okay. We always catch up. So as you inhale, project the number 10 in that blank white space between the eyebrows. And as you exhale, hold that number 10 there. Inhale, watch the 10 change to the number 9. And as you exhale, hold it there. Inhale as it changes to the number 8. Exhale, hold it there. As you inhale, watch it change to 7. Exhale, hold it there. Inhale, watch it change to the number 6. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, the 6 changes to a 5. Exhale, holding the 5 in place. Inhale, the 5 changes to a 4. Exhale, holding it in place. Inhale, the 4 changes to 3. Exhale, holding it in place. Inhale as the 3 changes to a 2. Exhale, holding the 2 there. Inhale, the 2 changes to 1. Exhale, holding it there. Inhale, watch the 1 change to 0. Holding the 0 there. And then watch the 0 as it slowly fades and dissipates. And you're left with that blank white screen. And you also let go of that. Lying there comfortably with the mind relaxed, the breath has returned to its natural place. The body is relaxed and we allow the skin to rest against the floor, the muscles to rest against the skin, the bones to rest against the muscles. and we let go. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Allow the breath to carry you back to your mat. Allow the breath to direct you back to your little yoga space. And when you become aware of the body, notice if the body's requesting any movement, if the toes would like to wiggle or the fingers. You can stretch your arms back behind you and take that nice, long, good morning stretch. And when you're ready, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself that good hug in. Roll off to your right side, pausing for a moment, connecting with your heartbeat. Slowly press your way up to a seated position, drawing the hands together at heart center, bowing the forehead towards the fingertips. The bright and shining light that resides within me and guides me on a daily basis honors the bright and shining light within each of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.